Rising sea levels are threatening America's coasts.
Climate scientists have developed this simulation showing an extreme scenario where sea levels rise roughly 10 to 12 feet.
Ground zero is Miami, Florida.
You would have to take that house and put it on stilts probably 10 feet tall if you want it to last for the next 30 years.
But as wealthy waterfront communities become uninhabitable,
Haitians built this place,
Yes.
and you're getting kicked out.
Yes.
the residents pushed out of their homes are not just the ones in the path of rising waters.
Pay $1,800 in 5 days or you have to leave. Were you scared?
Yes, of course.
Welcome to Base Camp Little Haiti at the Magic City Innovation District. This is our immersive art park.
What are we looking at here?
This was our first piece of evidence to prove that climate gentrification was real.
Miami, Florida is one of the priciest places to live in the country. But sitting so close to sea level, it's also one of the first cities, some scientists say, expected to lose some of its most valuable real estate to rising waters.
Today, UN scientists released their most alarming report yet on climate change.
This is a satellite image of Miami Beach. Climate scientists have developed this simulation showing an extreme scenario where sea levels rise roughly 10 to 12 feet by the year 2100.
As of 2019, Miami already has 120,000 properties at risk. And both Florida's state government and the city of Miami have invested millions of dollars into pumps, raising streets and sidewalks, and other reinforcements to try to keep the waters at bay. But for some in this area, the solution is settling on higher ground.
The water has come up here in the past, in the past 20 years, it's come up 6 to 8 inches, actually come up and permanently 6 to 8 inches higher.
Dan Kipnis is a former Miami resident turned climate change activist.
This is a pump, city of Miami Beach, to pump water out. It's pumping it into the bay. And these are temporary pumps. They put them all over. You'll see them. See this house right here?
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, it has been raised, what, a foot from the road?
Uh-huh.
All right. You would have to take that house and put it on stilts probably 10 feet tall if you want it to last for the next 30 years. Look at how high their stairs are. See, they got it. But what do? Adam, if the street is filled with salt water, what difference does it make how high you make your house? I took a video of a guy on a paddleboard going right down the middle of Alton Road, in a foot and a half, 2 feet of water, paddleboarding down the busiest street in Miami Beach at a high tide.
So one thing that really strikes me is that, across the city, we're seeing these rental pumps.
Right.
That screams emergency.
Absolutely, and it is all over the city. Obviously, some people are starting to feel that they need to be getting out of here. There's 1,200 houses in our zip code, and 350 of them are for sale. Wow. Okay? Because the more this keeps going on, the harder it is to sell property.
Across the U.S., home values on the coast are starting to sink, decreasing nearly 7% since 2017. In Miami, many of the city's poorest residents live further inland, and in those areas, the cost of living is on the rise.
I'm living here since 2003. Estos son haitianos. He's a friend. He's from Nicaragua. Aquí hay mucha gente que tiene miedo de las cámaras.
Alba Hernandez lives in this mobile home park, about 2.5 miles from Miami's coast. For those living on a low or fixed income, mobile homes are often the last option for keeping a roof over their heads.
I was working in the same place since 2005 until 2017. I wanted to work, but at this moment, no. I don't feel well. high sugar, high pressure. I had to drink 6 pills in the morning, 6 pills in the afternoon.
Hernandez owns her mobile home, but rents the land underneath it. The previous landlord kept rent increases low, but in 2018, a new owner, Miami SOAR Management Corp., bought the property and the rent suddenly shot up.
What were you paying for rent?
We paid $245 before. Every year, they put $50, $50, $50 every year. And then they put $200 suddenly.
That's a lot of money.
A lot of people came to pay that. Like me, I came to pay $700 because I am not working. I am retired.
From 2003 to 2018, Hernandez's rent rose from $245 to $500 per month. But then her new landlord raised the rent to $735 a month, a 47% per month increase in under 1 year.
Well, we got wind that last year the rents had significantly been increased. Some people had less than a week of notification.
Sajin Talui is an activist advocating for residents struggling to afford the rent increases at the SOAR mobile home park.
What was the new owner's reasoning for going from $500 to $700, $800?
They had stated that they were using the money to make repairs to the homes, to bring it up to code, but there hasn't been much of anything done. There's so many hazards. You see the open pipes, broken cement. I mean, if you have kids, they can't even walk around and play here.
For decades, housing costs in areas like this have remained low. But as waters rise on the coastal homes of wealthy residents across South Florida, advocates say poor communities are being replaced by high-end properties.
What is the state of affairs for people who are living in mobile home parks now in Miami, in Greater Miami?
In the last 4 years alone, at least 7 mobile home parks have closed down in Miami-Dade County. There used to be 60 parks in 2015, now it's down to 53. And about 700 housing units have been lost.
Attorney Nejla Calvo represents residents contesting rent increases by their landlords, including Miami SOAR resident Alba Hernandez.
I unfortunately expect to see more in the years to come because there's a limited amount of space in Miami that's developable. If you look at the county and the land, a large portion of the county is swamplands. So you have a small strip toward the east of the county and south of the county that's actually developable. And these mobile home parks are located in areas that are more and more desirable, especially with climate change and with flooding, and areas in highlands are more attractive to developers.
So climate change is part of the calculus in all of this?
You don't really find mobile home parks in Miami Beach. You find them more inland. And now, as developers are looking inland for long-term development, these mobile home parks are vulnerable.
The Miami SOAR Mobile Home Park is in an area of Miami known as Little River, most of which sits within the community of Little Haiti, another historically low-income but high-elevation neighborhood.
Thank you, sir. Awesome. Oh, that's good. You weren't kidding, that is cold.
I know, that's good.
Oh, this is great.
Little Haiti began to take root about 50 years ago when Haitians fleeing the brutal dictatorship of Jean-Claude Duvalier found refuge in this area. Since settling here, residents have built a tight-knit community where rich cultural histories have thrived, but now it's being threatened.
Little Haiti really is a world unto itself. It's a small area within Miami, but it feels like a completely different place. Just off in the distance, you can see the skyscrapers, the high-rises. The specter of change and development is always looming large, in part because on this side here, like literally a block away, you've got this massive development that's going to go up in the coming years.
Miami is culture, an amalgamation of the Caribbean and Latin America. We embrace our roots and innovate into the future.
In June of 2019, a real estate development group received approval to build a $1 billion luxury residential and commercial complex in the heart of Little Haiti.
Together we thrive, and where we thrive, there's magic.
So that sign right there, Magic, that represents the controversial new development that's in the top of the town. We go from these murals welcoming people to Little Haiti to Innovation District, Arts, Entertainment, Tech, and Sustainability.
So welcome to Base Camp Little Haiti at the Magic City Innovation District. This is our immersive art park that's open Thursday through Sunday, open to the community, no charge. We have food trucks, we have vendors here, we have a stage for live music, we've got immersive art sculptures here.
So what was this before Base Camp?
This was a trailer park for over 110 years. We're actually only the second owner of the property.
Feels very Burning Man.
It feels very Burning Man.
The mobile home park where Magic City's lot currently stands used to house nearly 40 working class families who have since had to relocate.
When you talk about technology and innovation, what I visualize is very, very different than the Little Haiti that I see here today. How do you enter a neighborhood, integrate into the neighborhood, without completely transforming it radically?
So I think that's the opportunity that presents itself, and I think it's really this marriage between bringing in innovation and celebrating the culture that's here and really promoting it. And I think if you even look at the name, it's Magic City Innovation District Little Haiti. So from the marketing standpoint and creating a sense of pride among the community in terms of our design aesthetic.
The developers of Magic City haven't yet determined prices for residential units, but property values here are already up 16% since 2014. It can be good news for longtime residents that own property, but data from 2015 indicates that 3/4 of Little Haiti residents rent their homes. So what are we looking at here?
So this is a map of the city of Miami. These numbers you see on the map are the elevation. So as you closer to the water, you see 0, 2, 1, and 3. You see right here, Northeast 2nd, that's where Little Haiti is.
So we're looking at numbers in the teens.
Right. And if you flip over to the back side of the map, it shows you the vulnerability of these communities by the renters. So the darker the map is, the more renter population it is.
So if you put these two maps together, you see that the concentration of the highest renter rates is exactly where the elevation is highest.
Yes.
Which, as we experience more sea level rise, people are going to start buying up there.
Right. This was our first piece of evidence to prove that climate gentrification was real.
Now you're in downtown Little Haiti. This is the Louis Market, he's a Haitian guy. This is Haitian barber shop right there.
Luis Rosemont was in the first wave of immigrants that started Little Haiti, but he was recently priced out by rising rents and had to relocate to cheaper housing at lower elevation.
So this is all part of Little Haiti?
It was, not right now.
So Little Haiti already is, you think, disappearing?
Yes, I say that. And then
I see lots of for lease signs. So new businesses coming in.
Yes, exactly. They don't have any problem when it comes to change the community. I tell you, the problem is the condition they remove violation.
Oh, wow. This is all you.
That's my paradise.
Oh, this is awesome.
What do you think about my mural?
It's like another world. I wasn't expecting this. We were walking through a tax office and then you take us outside. This is beautiful. This is your paradise?
That's my paradise. You see, it's my paradise.
Feels good. You think you can move back to Little Haiti?
No.
You don't think so?
That's finished.
It's finished.
No more women, Little Haiti for me.
You were here for 38 years though.
Yes, I know. So what I'm going to do?
Are you upset? Are you angry? Are you sad?
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes.
Who's moving to Little Haiti now? Who's coming?
The stranger
Haitians built this place.
Yes.
And you're getting kicked out.
Yes. So I'm glad I have my painting. When I'm really stressed about that, so I paint something, I draw something. So it's my psychotherapist.
Activists who have been very, very vocal opponents of the Magic City development say that it is you and other developers who are coming in, gentrifying this neighborhood, that are driving longtime residents and business owners out. They simply can't afford the rising rents.
I don't agree with that. I don't think it's true. As I said before, our mission is to bring people in and for us to be a source of pride within the community and to really celebrate Little Haiti. And the truth is a lot of these residents were moving out even before I came into this community. So there haven't been any new buildings built here. So I think, again, our mission is to revitalize in a very responsible, inclusive, regenerative way. So I think we have the opportunity to help actually do the opposite and do something really positive for this community. That said, I think around the country and around the world, real estate prices are rising naturally. I wish I was that powerful. I don't have that control over that. That's happening because people are moving into cities.
Hey, Mr. Mayor.
Hey, Adam, how are you?
Hi, Adam. Great to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Thanks so much for coming out.
Thanks for having me.
I'm told that this is like the place to eat in Little Haiti,
It
so
is.
I'm excited.
Creole's amazing.
Yeah.
As a Republican, Miami's Mayor Francis Suarez has been praised for facing the realities of climate change head-on, but admits that climate gentrification is an equally unstoppable force.
We were driving around parts of Miami, wealthier parts of Miami, that are flood-prone.
Yep.
And I can't tell you how many for sale signs we saw on lawns. Are you seeing a mass exodus of people?
No, what we're seeing is a baby boomer generation that is basically deciding that they, rather than deal with a resiliency issue maybe on an individual homeowner level, they want to live in a condo in something that has generated power, where the homeowners association, the condo association is going to deal with the climatic issues that's built at a higher elevation. And then also what we do are trying to protect against is climate gentrification. We're trying to protect against people who are going to sell at or below sea level and then buy in areas that are more impoverished, but that are at a higher elevation. So,
but isn't that happening right here?
Absolutely, it's happening here in Little Haiti. It happens in Liberty City. It happens in a lot of the communities in our city.
How do you fight that?
It's hard. We actually what we do is, hey chef, how you doing? Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you too.
Looking good.
No, you looking sharp.
I try.
Your timing is perfect. We were just talking about the neighborhood and all the changes that are happening.
Right.
You've been here for a long time.
Well, I've been here for 27 years.
What sort of changes are you seeing now?
The acceleration from the time I've been here in the last 5 years is astronomical. And you're talking about a community that has been in existence for 40 plus years from exile.
Yeah.
And now they're being displaced. It is tough. I mean, 10% of us are going to make it,
10%?
10% of us will be able to make that transition.
And everyone gets priced out?
The 90%, they just got to find a goat and escape with it. That's just the way it is. It's just the reality. To me, it's like a perfect storm. You have climate change, and then you have, this is an opportunity zone. You see what I'm saying? Like El Nino effect, for lack of a better word. Well, I got to get back to work.
Thanks, Chef. Good to see you, brother. Love you, man. Be good.
Always.
Take care.
When you talk about Miami, what makes Miami so unique and special is that it is a patchwork of communities from around the world, many unfortunately who came as refugees.
Yeah.
And when you look at Little Haiti, this is a place that has a lot of history and a lot of culture. What do you think the future of this community looks like?
I think this community is one of those communities that's in danger, like a Little Havana and like the West Grove. I think it's a community, there's so much interest in our city from so many outside factors that it's hard, like you said, and like the chef said, to prevent it all from happening. And so, as he said, we're doing the best that we can with the resources that we have to try to give people an option. And the option is, we'll give you the money to redo your roof or to redo your storm, your windows, so that you can make the home more resilient, more resistant to climatic events. And you don't have to sell your house. You don't have to move out.
I mean, the problem here, though, is that many people are renters.
Yes, it's a huge
They have no
percentage.
choice.
They have no choice, you're right. And that, by the way, that's an increasingly large percentage of some of our neighborhoods in Alapata. I've seen studies that show 80% of the neighborhood is renters. So certainly those neighborhoods are at a higher risk.
I had
You
this
kept everything.
small, yes. I had a lot of paper that they put it before. This is the lawyer that she sent the paper to me. She said she sent this paper. This is the lawyer.
That's all from the owner?
Yes, you see? A lot of paper. And this is another paper, 5 days.
You are indebted to me in the sum of $1,816.
Yeah, they said I own today all the money.
The amount. So you've been paying you've continued to pay $500 after they raised it to $750, and they're calculating the total of all the deficit payments.
$400 more. Yes, I don't own nothing. I pay my rent normally, but they say no.
But when you saw this letter, pay $1,800 in 5 days or you have to leave, were you scared?
Yes, of course.
So you're getting these notices on your door every month?
No, every day.
Every day?
I know. 2 times a day, 2 times a week, 2 times a week. Ooh.
It's scary.
Yes.
If you didn't have the lawyer, where would you be right now?
I don't know. Under the bridge.
Every single person who stood up and said, I am not paying this rent increase, received an eviction. So there have been approximately 100 evictions that have been filed against the residents since the new park owners have taken over. There are many families who have left the park. They either sold their homes to another family and just left, or in some cases, I've heard that they just turned in their titles to the park owner, and because some debt might have racked up they couldn't pay, they chose to leave.
You say you don't want to evict people, but in the past year, the owners have sent out over 100 eviction notices. So
Yeah.
how do you square that?
Easily. Sometimes what's the expression? The squeaky wheel gets the grease. Prior to that, we sent letters out. Almost every one of those evictions has been resolved. I doubt less than 10 people have been evicted from the premises.
I think anyone who's rented a unit before, apartment or home, knows. Rents are going to go up over time. 5%, 10% year over year, totally normal. But when we're talking about a 30% or 40% increase over the span of 1 year, that smells like something else. That's not a typical rent increase.
No, it's not. I agree. What you have to look at and what we've submitted, just so you understand the process, the judge's job in this case is not to say, I like the landlord better than I like the tenant, therefore I'm going to do that. And he's not going to look at a lease and say, well, you all sign leases. He doesn't have to do that. His scope is market value. What is the market value of that trailer home in today's market? Just the dirt of the land itself is worth, far more than the original owner could ever have imagined, 50 years ago. You're talking about, $1 million a square foot property here. Now, that's not to say, over the next 3 years, we're going to continue to do these 30% increases. That's not our plan. It was a one shot to cover the millions of dollars we had to spend to fix that place. All those trailers, I don't know if you've been to the park, they're painted. We supplied the paint. Mm-hmm. And we supplied workers. All of the repairs that they needed, we supplied.
So the plan is, in the short term, I say the next 10 or so years, is to develop this parcel of land.
How about next 3 or 4?
Wow.
Count God and counting, allowing.
Yeah.
But the plan is to build affordable housing first. Mm-hmm. That's our first priority for these people. Then what they call workforce, which is, slightly better rents, higher rent, and then high end, also commercial.
So in 3 weeks, you have to write another check.
Yes, I had to pay the rent. The lawyer, she told me that if I can't to pay $700, I told her, well, I had to do that because I don't have alternative.
But you have the money right now to pay that?
No, at this moment, no.
Is the pressure of the rent increase creating a lot of stress?
Yes.
How would you feel if you had to
I'm
just
feeling
walk
sad.
away?
I feel sad.
When most people think of climate change, they think of stronger storms and rising seas, and figure as long as they don't live directly in the impact zone, they're safe. But those with means will do what they can to stay out of harm's way. In Miami and everywhere else, climate change is threatening to put communities underwater.
And today in Boston, the high water returns, submerging parts of the seaport.
Crashing storm surge has already flooded this Barrier Island neighborhood with a river of fast-moving water.
Oh my God, the truck is sinking. The truck is sinking.
Devastating flooding hitting South Carolina has reached catastrophic levels.
Hey, thanks for checking out CBSN Originals on YouTube. If you want to watch more documentaries, download the free CBS News app on your phone, tablet, smart TV, or any streaming device. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking down here. Thanks for watching.